We have Sharad Mahendra, who is the joint MD and CEO of JSW Energy, joining us on the show right now. Thank you so much, sir, for making time out. This is Cheryl on the other side. And firstly, let's talk about your numbers. Your PAT has actually been compressed due to weak merchant pricing. Will this pain continue in Q4, or will this improve going ahead? Because the spread seems to be less in Q3.
Yes, no, we don't see this continuing in quarter four and going forward for certain reasons. One is that we have seen that the demand growth remained slightly lower at 2.6% during this quarter three as compared to last year. But last year, if we see that quarter three, the growth was 9.9%. At a higher base, the growth of 2.6% was there, which is lower, but in absolute terms, it was still not as bad what it looks at 2.6%. But for us, one is that demand is going to increase, and we have seen this trend in first 25 days of current year in January, and the tariffs also have moved up as compared to quarter three of 3 rupees 71 paisa average tariff. For us, we have to recall that the things are not going to remain the same for the reason that our unit 2 of Ind Bharat, which we have synchronized and will be now the COD will be achieved in next few days, is dependent totally on domestic coal. It is a low fuel cost plant close to the mine pit. So our portion of the open merchant power, the margins and the volumes both are going to be significantly higher what we have seen in quarter three.
Right. If you talk about your revenue, they seem to be mixed due to some incremental contribution from Utkal Unit 1 that is offset by actually lower revenue at Ratnagiri and Vijayanagar. If you could help us understand what's the growth outlook here ahead, and also will we see some incremental revenue from the wind segment as delayed commissioning is pushed because of delayed commissioning, it is now pushed in Q4?
Yes, wind capacity, if we see, we have seen a generation growth in quarter three from wind or renewable energy, which is purely wind, is 18%. And the capacity additions which have happened, and now the wind season, which is going to start toward the end of quarter four, will definitely help in increasing the revenues, one, from the existing capacities. Also, the new capacity additions, which are going to take place in this quarter, quarter four, will also help in increased revenue in quarter four. When we ended quarter three, we have said 8.12 gigawatt of total operational capacity. As we are talking, our total operational capacity, including the synchronized unit 2 of Ind Bharat, we are at close to 8.8 gigawatt. And by March, we will be reaching 10 gigawatt, which we have said earlier. So all these new capacity additions and the favorable demand scenario and the tariffs moving up, the revenue and the margins are definitely going to be significantly better what we have seen in quarter three.
All right, and I also wanted to talk about the capacity targets then, because the target for 1 gigawatt of BESS could face a delay by a few months, is something that you've said in the con call due to the ongoing tariff issue. Then are we expecting a delay in the energy storage business? Tell us a little more about that as well.
No, we don't see any delay in our overall broader plan of energy storage, both in terms of battery energy and pumped storage. Whatever we have planned to reach 40 gigawatt hour by 2030, we are on track. This one particular project, which we recall that 2.5 years back, when there was a bidding took place for this, for the first energy storage project, battery energy storage project, in which maybe 8 other large bidders were there, including India's large PSU. And with our ability to execute project at a lower cost, we went with the calculated aggression, and we were able to win this bid at maybe 30 to 40% lower tariff as compared to what was quoted by others. It was an online transparent bidding by SECI. And that was appreciated during that time by the industry, by the ministry, everyone. So this is a new technology which was evolving, and the cost today being talked that the costs have come down. But there are a lot of precedences in past that these kind of tariff adoptions have happened. And though there is a delay because of the CRC order, but we are confident that in FY26 we'll be definitely commissioning this capacity of 1 gigawatt hour of storage, which will be the first in our portfolio.
Right, let's talk about your net debt. That's actually seen an increase in quarter three. It's increased to about 26,400 crore rupees if you compare it to the Q2 levels of around 24,900 crore rupees. If you could help us understand why the spike and also what's the roadmap ahead when you talk about net debt reduction?
See, the thing is that if we see that the net debt, when we talk of the portion of the, because we have capitalized the capacities which have been commissioned, we have capitalized those. So for the operating assets, the debt has increased, but construction work in progress debt, if we see, has reduced. So we have been very, very particular in terms of keeping the debts within our guardrails. And as we see, even after this debt levels, if we see at the quarter end, our debt to EBITDA of 4.5, and also if we remove the construction work in progress, debt to EBITDA of 2.8 for the operational assets, is well within our guardrails and much significantly lower than the benchmarks for the industry. So we are absolutely certain, and still we carry close to 5,000 crores of free cash, which will enable us to continue our accelerated growth and maintaining our debt levels and the ratios within the guardrails.
All right, then give us a little more color when it comes to the green energy transition, especially in terms of the capacity, then green hydrogen pump storage projects as well. How are you looking at the capacity, and are you looking at any form of inorganic acquisitions then at this point?
Yes, see, once we reach 10 gigawatt by March, the total order pipeline, including this 10 gigawatt, is 28.2 gigawatt, which includes the two acquisitions which we have announced. One is the O2 Power and also the KSK Mahanadi, which is the thermal asset. About O2 Power, this is a total 4.9 gigawatt portfolio, and by June 25, the operational capacity will be 2.3 gigawatt. And KSK Mahanadi, which is also in the IBC route, and we expect that asset also maybe in next few months to happen fast. With both these assets and our capacity commissioned by March, by June 25, we will be having operational capacity in excess of 14 gigawatt. This is it. In over and above that, we have further another 14 gigawatt plus of capacity to be executed, out of which more than two-thirds of the capacity, the power purchase agreements have been signed, and which are to be executed now. From now, if we take 18 to 24 months timeline, and we are on track to achieve that. So overall, 28.2 gigawatt of generation capacity. Over and above that, the storage capacity in excess of 14.8 gigawatt hour is there, out of which 12 gigawatt hour is the pump storage project in Maharashtra, for which the PPA has been signed, the regulatory approvals have been received, and the enabling work has started and on site. So these are the storage plans which we are on track to execute.
All right, sir, then we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now to talk about your earnings.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.